What about on podcasts where it's not actually an ad per se? You know, Spotify's obviously playing ads in and around podcasts, but then there's a whole bunch of podcasts where the host actually says, today we're sponsored by this betting company, and how good are they? What does it mean for that?
So, Senator, that's part of what we're looking at as part of implementation and legislative drafting. However, in that context, a host promoting a wagering company would be considered sponsorship, and so it would be captured by these restrictions as well. Okay,
so there'd be, under your proposed changes, no sponsoring of podcasts by gambling companies?
Sorry, Senator, it's more that to hear that sponsorship, the person would need to be logged in, be over 18 and have the option to opt out. But if you've opted out, then you shouldn't be hearing.
But if I hear what you're saying, but there's a difference. So say I'm opted out of gambling ads. Spotify or the streamer can't place gambling ads before and after a podcast. But if an actual podcast is sponsored by a gambling company, and at the start in their intro, they say, I'd like to thank our sponsors, this gambling company.
So, sorry, Senator, I may not have been clear. That would be considered advertising as well, and so that if you have opted out, you shouldn't be hearing a host.
So then you can't hear an entire episode?
It's a matter for the platform that is hosting that content as to how they would handle that, Senator.
Okay, well, I guess this leads directly to the impact assessment, because that is a totally unworkable system. Like, that is bonkers that you would be saying a podcast can be sponsored by a gambling company, you can have it in the intro, but you can't play that to someone if they've opted out. So podcast hosts now are going to have two different versions of their podcast that they upload, and Spotify is somehow going to decide which one they're going to play to which person.